deadly form of heroin is making the rounds. Major drug arrests, drug teams, and first responders busy.
Heroin use is impacting communities across northern Michigan.
It's something we report on nearly every day. One meth or heroin bust after another. For the moment, methamphetamine seems to be in the spotlight since this is the season for meth lab dump site discoveries.
Part of that is because of the spring, the thaw. We're finding dump sites. That's one thing that has increased.
Whether it be in the woods, on the side of the road, or in a home, it's dangerous, time-consuming work to remove equipment and chemicals used to make meth. Detective Lieutenant Patrick Boyd is the MSP Task Force commander responsible for 3 drug enforcement teams in northern Michigan.
Because it's considered hazardous material, the guys that we send out to respond to these and clean them up have special training. It takes a great amount of time because they have to either suit up, wear gas masks, protective clothing.
Drug teams are also devoting more and more of their enforcement resources to dealing with an ever-growing heroin problem.
We've seen an increase of 2 to 3 times what we've seen in the past.
That's not just keeping police busy. Grand Traverse County Prosecutor Bob Cooney says more drug arrests mean more time and work bringing these cases to court.
It used to be rare to see heroin cases in our office, but in the last, I would say, year and a half, we've seen an explosion in those types of cases.
Cooney says that's mostly because heroin is cheap compared to other illegal narcotics. That also includes prescription painkillers sold on the street.
The worldwide supply of heroin has increased so much that it's lowered the cost of the drug.
Detective Boyd says you usually don't find too many heroin dealers who are actually from northern Michigan. Most of them come up from downstate metro areas. They base themselves in so-called flop houses or hotel rooms and usually don't stay around too long, and that makes busting them even harder.
With the heroin, we have to be able to jump on these investigations pretty quickly if we get a tip that they're distributing, because generally we only have 2 or 3 days to try to develop a case and maybe do a search warrant or do a knock and talk at that residence or hotel or whatever it may be.
Then there are the drug-related crimes, like a case earlier this year at Northwestern Michigan College in Traverse City.
The stabbing over at the college back at the end of January, that was all about a heroin deal that had gone bad.
Those kind of incidents go hand in hand with drug use. Cooney says most of them have to do with money, since addicts need to get their hands on more of it to pay for their fix.
Breaking into houses, businesses, cars, retail fraud. You know, we see all of these types of crimes that a lot of times the motivation is to get drugs.
Prosecutor Cooney says there is only one way to stop the growth of these types of crimes.
If you can get at the drug problem, you can get at all of these other problems that arise out of the abuse or the delivery and manufacture of drugs.
Adam Bartlemay for Michigan This Morning.